Yo. What we doing there with Jim? Hey, Wale. Hey. Wale. Peter Pan. Set it out. Motherfuckers. They know me now. Ain't gonna look to be, you stupid. Check. Let's tuck you behind there, girl. Make it talk that shit like no one. Here we go. Trap. Back to the YouTube, back to the algorithm, back to the mean state, back to the people.
Trust your senses, and victory will follow.
You shall promise. I hope you can deliver.
Get ready. Today is not gonna be easy.
Caretakers over at an Alaskan wildlife rehab center currently have in my opinion, and I think in the opinion of many others, the best job in the world. Because they are tasked with cuddling an orphaned walrus pup around the clock. I'm not kidding. Someone literally gets paid to cuddle a walrus pup around the clock. And feed it as well. So here's what happened. So about 4 miles inland, a worker on a ConocoPhillips oil field saw a 150-pound walrus calf near a road. So this is actually very rare for a walrus to be that far away from the ocean. So clearly the walrus was in trouble. The baby Pacific walrus was alone, and there were no adult walruses nearby. And that is a problem because the walrus pups in the wild rely on near constant maternal care in their first 2 years of life. And the walrus pup also wasn't in good condition, was definitely in starvation mode. After consulting several wildlife agencies, ConocoPhillips airlifted the dehydrated walrus about 700 miles for treatment to the Alaska Sea Life Center's Wildlife Response Program in Seward, said Carrie Gortz, a veterinarian who is director of animal health at the center. And so she could tell that the pup wasn't doing so well. He'd apparently been out there for a while because he was in starvation mode. So she and her staff had to put together a plan to care for this walrus, which included antibiotics for a possible infection, treating him for dehydration, and bottle feeding him 1 liter of formula every 3 hours. I mean, it is a 150-pound walrus pup, so it makes sense, right? Now, there is another critical part of the care that this walrus pup needs, and this is where the best job in the world comes in. Let's watch.
Walruses are very social, and so providing him a companion that he can cuddle with, he has that option. We are doing what we can to replace his mother, and it is hard not to get attached very quickly. He is very cute. There's a reciprocal show of affection, shall we say. I mean, he definitely comes over to you and seeks you out. We're letting him cuddle us. Today, he's doing better than yesterday, which was better than Sunday. Each day gets a little better.
And so they're taking shifts. It isn't just one person. They are taking shifts to offer cuddles around the clock. And he spends about 75% of his time sleeping. So he's also got the best job in the world. Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I'm a championship cuddler. So this job was made for me. I'd be so good at this. I take a nap right there with him. You got 75% of the day too.
Sounds so good.
Okay. And they do it in shifts. I mean, it sounds funny. I leave, but they got him working around the clock on this guy. I am going to make a serious point in a second, but I once asked one of my best friends.
To cuddle?
No, that's Stephen Pratt. So, what animal would you be if you could be any animal at all? And he's like, oh, easy, go right now. Lion. And I was like, oh, because you want to be king of the jungle? He's like, no. They sleep 20 hours a day.
Yeah, they do.
And the female lions hunt for the male lion. So the male lion just sits around, wakes up, eats lunch. Okay. By the way, usually has sex, and then goes back to sleep for 20 hours. Okay.
King of the jungle.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. Okay. Anyway, so this guy's got it pretty good, but he got in that situation because they think that maybe he didn't have it pretty good before because he probably lost his mom. And that's why he was 4 miles in. And how did he lose his mom? There's a bunch of possibilities. One is polar bears who also think that cuddling with walruses is fun right before they eat them. Orcas, killer whales, also target walruses. But you know what's interesting, and part of the reason I bring that up is that like we see this baby walrus, and we all get attached, and we all want to make money cuddling with it. Think like, what a great job that would be, right? But meanwhile, there's death and destruction everywhere. I mean, first in the natural kingdom, of course, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something deeply wrong with the fact that climate change kills tons of animals, millions of animals, but we don't see it.
Yep.
Since we don't see it, we're like, oh, that's okay. Biden doesn't have to declare a climate emergency. Everything's fine. The Republicans never do anything about it. Well, you show us one cute walrus. We're like, oh, come on, let's save it. Let's go through all this effort to save the walrus and all this stuff. And if we did that much effort to save the planet, we might be in a lot better shape. So I like productive solutions here.
Okay.
You know, we don't just do critique. We have constructive solutions. Mm. So I think in order to get Biden or any Republican if they win office to take action on climate, just find like a walrus or some other cute animal and say, this one is going to die if you don't do something about climate change.
No, but first they have to work a few ships cuddling the walrus so they grow attached. Right?
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
one thing to see a cute animal, right? It's another thing to feel some level of attachment to it. And I think cuddling could lead to that attachment. So
yeah, I think you could work with Biden. So I have a theory with Biden that he is actually an empathetic guy. It's just the problem is he spends 90% of his time in rooms with elites, donors, incredibly wealthy people.
A dog that bites.
Yeah, except for the dog, right? And so he has empathy towards the rich and the powerful, right?
Yeah.
And so if you put him in a room with
Get up here and get a shield.
Maybe walrus.
Oh, never mind.
Wait, why aren't we saving the planet? Hey, I mean, before it was cuddling with my
People over there
donors,
fighting.
and they were set. Whoa, they sleep 75% of the time. So do I. I'm Sleepy Joe. But I love cuddling with my donors. Oh, walrus, maybe him. Maybe him. Anyway, I got big plans for this little guy. So keep going, big guy. We got you.
And unfortunately, look, since the walrus was separated from his mother, he's probably going to have to now be in captivity for the rest of his life because the mother walrus basically teaches him how to fend for himself, right? Raises the pups so they're able to be independent in the wild. Without that, this pup will not be independent in the wild and will likely die if they release him in the wild. So he's going to be in captivity, probably in a zoo or, a facility of some sort. But he is getting stronger and healthier, and that's good news.
So look, at least we saved one life, and I'm here for it. And yes, they got to put him in a zoo, in some sort of captivity. Otherwise, he's going to be snackables for orcas. Oh, Jane, don't say that. Thanks for watching me on Curse. I really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you got to do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.
All right, y'all. I have been to my share of concepts. And there's certain things that I do to kind of have like the best experience while I'm there that I realize not everybody knows. So, what I want to share with you are things that I feel can kind of set you up for success at not only concerts, but more specifically for Beyonce Renaissance.
Welcome to the Renaissance.
Because I'm going to my concert tomorrow in Charlotte. Super excited. I'm preparing myself. I felt like this was worth sharing. All in all, what I want to do, I got the iPad here so I don't miss a thing. I want to break it up into like 4 different categories. So we're going to discuss things you should do, things you should bring or buy, what's considered a wear, and also spoilers for the Renaissance concert. So like, my thoughts, my experience, footage maybe. I'm getting excited. But all in all, y'all, I'm not going to drag out this intro. Let's go ahead and jump into it and talk about things to do. First of all, I'm hearing that the lines are crazy. So you want to take that into consideration and, of course, leave super early. Like, the way to kind of gauge when to leave is, one, check your email. Because I know for my concert, I got an email from Ticketmaster which stated what time the gates open. And even on the ticket itself, it should give you some information on when the gates open or when the doors open, whatever. After you have that information, go ahead and schedule your Uber. Especially for this concert, you're going to want to schedule your Uber at least 2 days in advance. Or make sure you get your parking pass for the parking area that you're considering parking. So me, personally, what I'm doing is I'm driving myself. So I'm going to park. And I went ahead and prepaid for parking online. So if it doesn't give you the option to get your ticket to purchase parking, just kind of look around the areas to see, what's around. Look at the reviews even for the parking lot. And go ahead and pay for that parking so you don't have to worry about it. Another little tidbit I would say is to use, what's that called? Waze. Waze is really good. I don't use it as much for navigation, but I will definitely use it to navigate to a parking lot. When you type in a destination, it automatically tells you like nearby parking so you can go there instead. And the next thing you're going to want to do is check the weather. Because if it's going to rain, you're going to want to be prepared. And if it's going to be sunny, you're going to want to be prepared. Either way, you're going to want to know what type of conditions you're getting yourself into. Now, in addition to getting that Uber early, I would say get your hotel. Because I know I was like this close to not having one. I was booking my hotel like a week in advance. And a lot of things were already sold out. And if you're worried about possibly wanting to change your mind later, a lot of these hotels, they let you cancel like 24 to 48 hours before your reservation. So at least you have it locked in versus waiting and, having to scavenge amongst what's left, the crumbs, so to speak. So yeah, get your hotel early. Okay, now this is one of those things that I don't for. The concert's definitely for Renaissance. You're gonna want to get your merch early. You're gonna want to go in, and if you're buying anything, get your merch and head to where you're gonna sit or where you're gonna stand. Dang, now that I think about it, you're gonna have to hold that during the concert. Be strategic in what you want. A little tidbit, I'm hearing to stay on the left side of the stage because that's where Beyonce seems to be going. I don't know. After I go myself, I'll let you know.
Something else I thought about that I want to talk about is where to sit in Club Renaissance. Not sit, where to stand in Club Renaissance.
All right, if you're in Club Renaissance, I feel like the best.
Get the health drone, bro. Come up the stairs.
Beyonce spends most of the time on the main stage here. And between the sides, she spends most of the time over here. Her left side if she's facing you all. And she spends a lot of time right here down the middle of the catwalk. So when you're in one of these two areas, you have like a really good view of her most of the concert. And then I would say she spends maybe about 15 to 20% of her time coming around the circle here. So she's not there that much. And a little bit more than that, she spends her time coming down here in the middle part. So most of her time is spent in this region of the stage. So me, I was tucked away right here. I was struggling to see past people in this arch right here. I thought she was going to spend more time on the catwalk area, but when she did, I had a really good view. But when she didn't, there was a lot of things in between me seeing her, and I found myself having to lean a lot over the gate to try to see stuff. And another thing that is definitely more specific for the Renaissance concert is that people are tailgating, y'all. I know Charlotte has a couple of things. I saw on TikTok of like 6 different events that are going on that are Beyonce themed. You never know. Even if it's not, Beyonce Renaissance for the concert or whatever that you're going to, festival maybe. They might have some other things going on that you might want to go to in addition to that. So definitely do your research beforehand. And lastly, but most God knows important, is to look into what is allowed and not allowed in the venue. I know when it comes to like cameras, If you're gonna bring one, I would say bring a point and shoot to be on the safe side, like one that doesn't have a lens that detaches from the camera. I know, like if I was gonna bring one, I'd bring something like the Sony RX100. I personally have the Mark 7, and I love that one. But in all honesty, y'all, I don't ever bring one. I'm totally fine with my phones. They're just fine. But the way that you can find out what to bring is to just basically visit the venue website. That way you know. And that kind of leads us to our next section. Things to buy and things to bring. Kind of going a little bit more into the venue and what's allowed and what's not. There's some safe bets, of course, that you can bring pretty much anywhere, like your phone. Personally, y'all, I love my iPhone, but I'm not gonna lie. There's been one time too many. I have been at an event and wished that I had my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra on me. Because the zoom on that thing, y'all, it just gets so far and so wet. I know sometimes I'll be at concerts and stuff like that, and I'll, be filming and I can't get as far as I want. And I look over and I see that person with that Samsung just going. And I'm just like, dang, that shit's fun. You know what I mean? Don't be that person wishing you brought yours. So if you have the Galaxy lineup, bring it. Or if you're like myself and you tend to have an iPhone and Android on you, bring it. Those two phones, you're golden with. Between those two, I should be good. Beyonce on the run tour a couple of years ago. And I don't know, I just really love the way that the S23, what did I have then? S23, I don't even think it was out back then. But I will say between the two phones, I really like the way that the Galaxy was capturing, things at night. You'll be fine with your phone. So bringing that phone, bring a portable charger, you will need it. Because between your constant filming, which will drain your battery, the cellular reception, your phone trying to find a signal, that whole time where, whatever it's doing, something that it's doing. I just know, at venues, my battery drains. Yeah. Charger. The one that I like, this one right here, it has a built-in stand even. I believe I mentioned this not too long ago in my monthly favorites. God, I still regardless, it has a built-in stand.
We're gonna have to go out.
Saves that if you haven't.
Why don't you shield up, bro? Shield up,
and you'll be good to go. And that way you don't have to worry about a cable. But if you're gonna be the type that also is gonna bring another phone,
put some fire from behind and we'll go out.
And you want to be able to share the charge, then you can also bring a cable because it does have a port on the side, a lightning port and a USB-C port, so that you can plug in and charge either another phone or whatever like that. Love the MagSafe charge up here because then I don't have to worry about the cable. But this is 10,000 milliamps, so it can definitely get those phones juiced up fine, and I'll be alright. So this one right here, I'll link it below along with everything else. The other thing that you're gonna want to make sure you have is a nice bag that you can get in the venue with. So these are called stadium bags. Like you can search.
Whoa! There we go! I can't believe I did that, bro.
This is one that I personally carried recently. If you cannot tell, that we still got items in there.
Wow! I had a lot of shots with that shotgun to get that off.
Anytime that I thought that I couldn't fit something in there, it surprised me, And I was able to get a lot in there. You have two pockets up here, one in the front, one in the back. The way that I did this is that items that I really didn't care about being seen, I put in the front, but items like my wallet or other personal items, I put in the back because this is a crossbody, so that way
woo, baby! That's like what? 1 or 2 games, then I got 4 kills on that. That's me, baby. This guy put 610 on people, though. Him running out helped it.
First styles, so this is gonna go over your shoulder. But when you check to see what's allowed at the venue, they also have the bag sizes that are allowed. But
and then I popped and popped and popped and popped and popped, and they just see me coming up. I heard them. I heard them running back to reload. Okay, you're gonna reload. I'm right here. Pop up and down. Pow, 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 pow. They had no expectation that was right there.
But the cool thing with this is you can throw this inside
was that my first game on? That was my first game on. Another win, 2 in a row. What the fuck?
We have 2 pockets. So you have your main compartment and then a little small side pocket over here. Mine right now, I think I just threw this in there for now. Another thing that you can bring, little hand wipes. Sometimes sanitizer is not enough. Hey, germaphobes. It's a safe place here. Another thing you're going to want to bring is a portable fan. This right here, I got this one off Amazon. This one is battery operated, so you don't have to do the manual labor of fanning yourself. And it has 3 different speeds. Doesn't feel so good outside. But they have some that even miss. Get what you need. And then I even have this one here, which I thought was really cute. I got this from a Qualcomm event. Yeah, it actually collapses. Nice and compact. And I'm also going to bring like a regular fan that's not battery operated because those may die. Even with the battery, the portable charger, it can juice those up. But if you fear that it might rain, bring a poncho because a lot of venues do not let you bring umbrellas. So unless you're willing to kind of risk that and either walk it back to your car, throw it away, at the gate, I would say bring a poncho. I don't think they're going to take that out. That way you can still stay dry and enjoy the concert. All right, now this one right here, it's been a minute since I needed this at concert. That's earplugs. But I recently went to the Erykah Badu concert. And I don't know. Maybe the location I was in, because I was like second row. So the bass vibrated through your body. It was just loud. Sound old. It was just too loud. It was just too loud. And I wish I had earplugs. And I could just hear hearing getting damaged, like my eardrums. Bring some earplugs. You rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Because the volume levels can be, a gamble. Now, another item that you can bring, and this is one again that you might have to part with, is a collapsible stool. Now, I haven't tested this to see if it is something that's permitted in the venues, and when I looked at things that are not allowed, it wasn't fair, but it wasn't in the area where things are allowed either. So it's kind of like on the cusp, I would say. But if you get a collapsible stool, you're going to wear it like a purse, and it just basically expands like an accordion to be a stool, and then you collapse it down when you don't need it. I thought about getting one. All in all, I chose not to for this, because I don't want to have to carry it. Now, this is the next section. What to wear. It might just be more so the weather that dictates what you should wear, but I know for Renaissance, get creative. It seems to have a theme. And you can go in theme or not in theme, all up to you. But if you're going to go in theme, you're going to want to make sure that you wear something metallic, silver, something futuristic. Have fun, like go all out. This is one space that you can do that and not be judged and be appreciated, I've also seen a lot of DIY things, so if you're that type of creative, this is your playground, like get creative, DIY some stuff. Definitely wear something comfy. All right, so it's last section. I'm gonna talk about my experience. So if you're like myself and you don't want to have that experience ruined, click away. Actually, don't click away. Don't do that. Just go to another video. I'll throw another video you can watch up here in the corner. But stick around on the channel at least.
Got some materials.
Care package on high.
Kill leader, go and watch out. Enemy running. Listen up, we're spread out a bit. Watch your maps. Hostile right here.
Open wide. Here comes the drill. I'm a minute fire.
Alright, just like Beyonce. That's all we gotta say. Him over here with this depression outfit. What are you giving? Let's get into it. What are you wearing? What do you have on?
We have a Renaissance Store baseball cap.
Okay.
We have fancy Renaissance tea
Okay.
with Renaissance shoes.
I love it. Can we get a close up?
Hold on, use your feet.
It's short. It's short. It's short. Each time I have gone to her concert, she has literally like surpassed her previous show. You know what I mean? Like it just gets better and better. So like this one, it is so much going on. You're gonna miss something, just face it. And there were so many times where he had to tap me like, yo, look over there because I'm so busy looking over here. Like when it did the whole transition of the outfit that she was wearing when she was in white and just kind of went to the like, hologram look and her dancing as well. It's just like, like the tech was attacking. Yeah, I'm so curious to know, like, how did she get everything to be what it was? Like, definitely doing that for her. I was happy. But I got money worth.
Don't talk to yourself. How performed last time?
This is the day after. I was so told last night, though. I didn't get much of a recap other than why I got in the car. Just take a show, get a resale, something.
I'm not even trying to hype her up, y'all, like for real. Especially after going to a couple more concerts, seeing the different levels of shows. You have your artists that feels like, you know, we're singing together from the album. You know, it's more about them singing or whatever. And then you have those that put on a little show. You know, there's a little theatric there, here, you know, little tidbits, razzle dazzle. And then you have those that just entertain. I've been told Usher is up in there, but Beyonce, what's my name? She takes you on a ride, a journey. Alright, y'all, let me know down below if you've been to the Renaissance concert, how you feel about it. All in all, y'all, I hope some of these things have helped you prepare for not only Renaissance, but also the concert and festivals in general. More so concerts. I think festivals might require something extra, but
You and me,
now,
let's take
this
this
video
way.
shoot. I'm gonna throw on screen now some other videos you can check out. But until the next one, y'all, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me take you out.
Explosive couldn't fix.
And I'm pretty sure we're live as the start of every single YouTube stream ends up going. I'm gonna fire off the Twitch stream and see if that breaks everything. I'm having some bandwidth issues today. My internet connection's being a little funky. This is pretty scuffed setup. We're gonna make it work. Let's be on the way in show timeline. You're not wrong. You're maybe not wrong.
That was something, really. That took a lot out of me.
That's up in the news with XQC and Poke. Now XQC returned to streaming and Kick after a short break when he began discussing what it was like living in the same house with Poke, and from there the conversation spiraled into problems with the living situation.
Guys, what a blasting music in my girlfriend's ears!
Bro, you know what, dude? Bro, I'm a say, dude. One of the big reasons why I broke up with Fran in the first place is that I thought she was being used against me because of the music thing and other I thought I didn't want to be in that position, right?
While on stream, Pope reacted to XQC and a clip where he was given the double middle finger and revealed that he had gone to court in person for XQC during his fight with Adept. Here is Pope on XQC.
Using your own mom! You're quietly using it! Like, this is just a penny card! What the f is that?
This guy takes Adderall 24 seconds, 24 hours a day. Guys, I'm dealing with a crazy dude. I don't know what to do.
That's insane.
You subtweeted? Dude, suck my... It's a goddamn tweet.
Oh my god, look at that. That is just disgusting shit up. Oh my god. Guys, this is open up. This is Revelation chat. It's insane. I know some of you don't know this, okay? And you don't know it, and it's okay. And I gotta tell you, chat, I'm guilty. It's crazy. I have a problem, and I take medication. Sorry, guys. My bad, guys. I take prescribed medication.
Just remember everything I've done for you, dude. Like, I just need you to know that I was in court for you. I went to court for you. You have no one there for you. I hate to say that to you. When this is over, look who is your real friend, brother. I was there for you. You shun me. You stepped over the line. You just do anything you want because of who you are. People like me just don't accept it. I'm not a yes man to you. That's why you don't like that. I'll never be a yes man to you, and you know that. I love you, bro. Whatever happened this week, we're not real friends, man. Whatever happened, you put me over. Sorry, man. Sorry. It is what it is, Jeff.
XQC's ex-girlfriend Fran threatens to break XQC like a Kit Kat.
Hold it.
Did you not say that all the videos I poked in it? You told it poke it, right? Huh? Oh my god. Oh my god. No, don't you dare. Don't share. Don't share. Don't.
We don't have to go there, guys.
Don't
Lie over your mask right now. Don't dare lie.
What? I will throw you out like a pup. Yeah, what?
Care package is coming in. Big things in that. Evo shield.
Oh my god, what are you talking about?
Poke calls out XQC for trying to get Poke kicked out the house he rents.
He starts being weird about it, and now he's saying, like, no, if I wanted to, I could have moved you out of there. Because what, you're gonna bribe the guy who owns the house? You're not a good friend, X. You're so weird. You are so strange, man. You're gonna try to ruin where I live? You are very strange for that, dude. You are a bad person. X, you're a bad person.
Because it affects other people.
X, you're a bad guy. You are not a good person, dude. You are a bad person. You are not a good person, dude.
Okay, you're right,
man.
You are
a bad person.
And you, out of the blue, you subtweeted, and then you called me a druggie and a power abuser with nothing to back it up.
I'm literally backing up right now. You are abusing your power to try to move me out of my own home. You dumb. You were trying to move me out of my own home because you're salty. What's wrong with you? You just said you could literally move me out of my own home.
Fran and XQC hint at a court case that Fran's worried about to go in public.
Wait, I can make this look good.
So,
hold on.
the night of my birthday, we were talking about the court case. Do you remember?
I mean, which one?
Well, the one that was supposedly going to go public. And I was very upset and scared and nervous.
You
Remember that?
You remember we said we're talking about things in the private? I think right now you're kind of, even though you're kind of new here, right? The combo.
We didn't say anything.
We didn't, yeah, we're kind of, that's like too private.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Giga says XQC brought Fran to Poke's house uninvited.
Her birthday should be that upset or sad unless it's true. So what else that night? What else? Did she know? The minute that sad since you're such a good friend and you know.
Bro, I don't know what goes on in y'all's relationship. Okay?
Oh
like, he was the one that put me into it, and I didn't, she came to our house unannounced. And who did that? You did that. She came to our house unannounced, and we didn't want her here at all. Sorry.
Adept insinuates that XQC takes more Adderall than prescribed.
Your pills, listen, even when I was prescribed pills, I took them responsibly. Instead of getting multiple pots. Can you say the same? Can you? raging ADHD. I was subscribed to high dosage of Vyvanse when I used to take it. And I would take my daily allowed amount of one pill for me it was 50. And I haven't taken it in a month. Can you say the same? Raise your hand if you can say the same. Put a finger down if you're not abusing it.
That makes excuse me laugh mid-argument.
Where's that Frangami? They're in the back of my stream, brother. I showed my stream and I was like, look at what Frangami. Literally, I showed my stream. When I came back from San Antonio and I streamed.
When did you put there? They were opened in the staircase for more than a week. And
I was in San Antonio. Do you not understand me? So again, you're trying to make me look bad. You're trying to make me look bad. Again, you're trying to make me look bad. Why are you doing that?
JG, please, let me talk.
No. Why are you doing that? You're trying to make me look bad, friend. Also, by the way, you know this because I told you. He said that you spent those gifts with his money.
Only half.
He said she did not use she used my card for that, and he started laughing.
Okay, that situation, right?
Dude, why are you doing that, Felix? I don't understand. No, it's not funny to me. It's not. This is.
The whole drama saga summarized.
Hold on, we got a nice social summary here. Chat GPT summary. Oh. Drama unfolded when XQC was allegedly kicked out of Poke's house. It started with subtweeting, escalated to claims of drug abuse, power abuse, and personal attacks. The main dispute involved XQC's departure and his efforts to improve. Discussions swirled around accusations, lies, and miscommunications, including controversy with his ex. The situation showcased strained friendships, shifting blame and misunderstanding, with XQC and Poke being central figures. Thank God for AI, man.
Just a normal NP donor.
Makes you look like Karen. Guys, being a girl is fun. You can just wake up.
I'm bent on this. Me and my brothers had a bet and my brother lost and had to put our mom's vibrator in his mouth.
Ew! What the? Dude, what was that donation?
What? Shotgun bolt here.
Yo! What is wrong with you? God, that was so disgusting. What was that?
Me and my brothers had a bet and my brother lost and had to put our mom's vibrator in his mouth.
Ew! What the? Dude, what was that donation?
What?
Yo! What is wrong with you? God, that was so disgusting, dude. What the? Dude. Yo! That is way too far.
Knut having a stroke.
This middle-aged, soon-to-be good down Degen, speak. Soon-to-be graveyard.
Adept goes live.
The room with the threatening. That's not something you do with somebody when you think it's a different day.
Where? You guys will cry all day that Adept is a big, meanie, psycho, unhinged. Where? You guys will cry all fucking day about it, but y'all will talk about the others for you.
I'm sorry.
Y'all will talk about nothing else that you see out there, will you? Oh, none of that shit is weird though. Anyways, back to being the
How did you let me get fucking hit on behind, bro? Are you kidding me? You let me get flanked? There's two guys right here. Dude, there's a totally different team here. Came from your backside. You had one job.
And I'm pretty sure we're live as the start of every single YouTube stream ends up going. I'm gonna fire off the Twitch stream and see if that breaks.
There goes my win streak. Great job.
_Panther says, stop yelling moron.
We're gonna make it
Okay,
work.
moron. You guys are the morons who lost.
See on the way in show timeline, you're not wrong. You're maybe not wrong. Like I said, this is a pretty scuffed setup. We've got GoXLR back. Fucking
Fuck that shit. We've got about 1 hour to go.
here's XQC, and let me show you what a fucking idiot loser this guy is. Look. So
Show me
he turned on this guy, Vince.
Yeah.
Obviously. But we were like, people don't come out against you because they're afraid that you're gonna shit on them, which he proved to be 100% right. So you're a giant piece of shit for this. This is exactly why people don't complain when you steal their videos, scum. I was actually super angry. Because I was like, I talked to Vince, he came out in good faith, and I just felt bad. Now he's being dogpiled. It's just like, it's so dude. Just pay him. Oh, and by the way, the BTS on this is. So Vince is talking to the editor. And they're trying not to give him the 10x. You have to provide proof that you got damaged with the 10x.
Oh, so now he needs to prove stuff. That's not how they phrased it.
He said 10x to anybody installed.
Yeah.
And now he's bitching out while he loses $1 million in Vegas like nothing. Yeah. What a piece of shit, dude.
That's true.
It's true? Did you say that or did it sound like?
I did say that. I was agreeing with the observation that he's blowing money in Vegas like nothing. Well, nickel and diming this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he sucks. He's an asshole. He didn't even talk to him. He sent him to talk to his editor. He might even have made his editor fall on the sword and pay him from his own revenue. Like, he is a giant fucking tool, man. Anyway, that's all, I'm just speculating on the details of that. Like, here's where it gets really funny. He responds, he says, wait a minute. You said he didn't complain because he doesn't want Twitter drama. He's so dumb. I literally can't. Like, I was going to respond to this, but I'm like getting a flashback to the conversation we had. And it's like, oh, you don't understand, like, basic...
Like, basic shit.
Like, is that where I cut him off? And said, wait, hold on, let me read that? Or is that...
No,
that's previous.
You know, when he was here on the interview, though, I could understand him completely.
Me too. I did.
So he sometimes, like, exaggerate?
I don't know. I think he has moments. You know, he has moments of clarity. He said, you said he doesn't complain because he doesn't want Twitter drama. Yeah, dude, that's what you're doing right now, dumb fuck. Also, he was just giving a statement to me. Then he posts a leaked DM in an attempt to make people believe a lie. Okay, leaked DM? Like, you're really pushing that. This is an unanswered DM from 2 days early, bro. This is a leaked DM.
That's not a... Yeah. That doesn't count as a leaked DM.
Leaked DM? You didn't even answer it, dummy. And by the way, if I was FCC and I actually cared, I'd be like, right off the phone to paying him.
Exactly.
If I actually cared about people. So he's mischaracterizing this, and I hate to say it, but some of his fans are eating this up and turning on Vince.
Which is not surprising, you know. It's somebody with a really large audience. They're gonna first take his side, I feel like, you know.
But he really is just a mean person. I'm understanding that he actually just really is a mean, nasty person. It says, I simply reply to prove that what he said isn't true, yet I'm the bad guy. Huh? Simply reply to prove that what he said isn't true, yet I'm the bad guy.
That's just me.
How is it what Vin's saying isn't true?
Oh, I guess it's a quote tweet of this. I'm missing some content. So he tags him. This guy, Vince Vintage, praised Mizkif for doing the exact same thing I did, but flips it on me only when the tide turns. First of all, liar, he explained in the fucking message why he called you out specifically, right? Because he said at least the other streamers clouded me up, gave me credit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You specifically ripped him off and didn't give him any credit, scumbag. Remember when he said that? Then blatantly lies in a tweet because I didn't respond to his DM within 12 hours. Why? It was 2 days. I was flying from Texas to LA, 3-hour flight. Yet we had sent him an email 2 days before. Fucking misleading again, bitch. He sent it to his work email, not his personal email, or the email for his manager.
I have a suggestion. Maybe Mr. XQC needs to hire more people. If you're on a flight and you're unable to answer, maybe you need somebody else to be able to answer for you. You know, like a business. Because you're making so much money. You can afford it.
Also, what is he, broke? This is what he posted, by the way. As he was bitching out Vince and refusing to pay him the 10x, this is what he posted on Instagram. 1.1 million down. Ha 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 ha. With, I guess, what is that, 30,000 in cash? What is that? What is the stack?
$1.3 million. That's so crazy. I can't imagine ever doing that.
How fucking, like, your brain has to be so decayed to post something like this. You're not even. Why are you doing this? You just look like a moron. Like he actually is obsessed with money, and it's sad. You know.
Well, he makes so much money so easily.
You made me defend this man.
Sorry. Well, here's where it gets interesting. Okay. Because what am I supposed to do? Let him lie down and damage me? And then he said to me, ratio plus L. Okay. This was taken from last night or this morning. It's been a separate day. 3,200 likes. Mine has 17,000. What happened? What happened now? I feel like something has to happen. He ratio L'd me and he lost 4 times.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I mean,
no. I do get what you like. Your ratio did not happen. Where is the police?
You can't just say that.
The ratio police need to come in.
Something has to happen.
Should he be rated? Yeah. I think he should give you the 100 million.
I mean, there needs to be some public, humiliation for this. Here's the ratio check right now, live. Wait, it didn't open? Did he delete it?
Did he delete the failed ratio?
Oh, maybe it's the wrong name.
You are
It's like he literally can't stop getting absolutely destroyed by me this week. It's like he loves it. He's gonna start calling me daddy. I've been whipping his ass so hard. In a sexual fetish way, not like a child abuse way. Yeah, this is right now 17,400, right? 3,000. It's like, bro, what are we doing here? Something needs to be done.
Yeah.
You look sick right now.
Not even close.
Give him a pity like.
Bro, you fuck up right now.
No.
I'm not logged in. Maybe I'll tweet it. There needs to be some consequences to this. It's like
about burning the witch.
We need some goddamn.
Like public shaming, like this person tried to ratio, it did not happen. On the Twitter trending page, like there needs to be a little section for like defeated ratio.
We need forgive me for this analogy, but it's like Me Too, but for Twitter ratio. It's time something's done about this. If people are getting away with everything, it's just not right. It's just
We need more awareness.
Can you make some kind of an edit, including showing his ratio, okay, and then my ratio, and something that I can, post.
Sure.
To show the world. Well, you better be, because this is important.
There's a heavy. This is a big pressure right now. Because what if I lose the ratio?
Dude, you are gorgeous.
Fertility.
It's
alive. It's actually just a skunk I put on my head.
Oh, stop it. I see that mane flowing like a stallion in full sprint.
All right, I'll try and get
ferocious, strong, powerful.
Thank you very much.
Masculine.
You're the first person ever told me.
I like to ride that. Meet you like a star.
Easy.
You look good. You look good.
Thank you. You look great. But yeah, I'll get in the ratio chart for you.
Yeah, so I don't know if the new banner gives him too much, but we do need to post this so that he gets publicly humiliated for this absolutely heinous crime. But this is he should be probably suspended on Twitter.
Yes.
Maybe like a 7-day suspension.
Somebody should. Can anybody post a community notes? Maybe we could put a community notes explaining this ratio was failed. Therefore, it is not an L.
I love that. How do you do that? I don't know how to do that. You know how to do that?
You gotta be part of.
I think you have to be a neo-Nazi to get into the program.
No.
To be able to actually.
I think Elon would care about if you want to tweet at him.
Okay, if anybody in the audience is able to do community notes, if anyone ever needed it, it's this tweet right here.
Yeah. He's like a board of shame. You can shame him.
Right.
Somehow.
He's gonna have to spend a week on threads.
Shame.
Yeah, also, this tweet was kind of insane too. He said in response to his original comment, "You thought I'd stay silent and let the storm pass.
Oh my
But
god.
everyone jumped on the bandwagon and is currently spreading lies. I'm coming for you."
He's just insane.
By the way, your first response didn't even ratio me. Fuck. Oh, no, this is a response to himself. Whatever. Still didn't ratio me.
I can't believe him.
Yeah. I don't know how he's
He's got like such an aggressive vibe.
Again, you have to and take it all in context. I mean, we get similar live views to him.
I heard an arrow come by.
You know, because I don't work
I
with
got-
shady, crypto, unregulated gambling fuckers. That's why. If I did, I'd be as rich as him. Maybe even richer. You know what I mean?
Crypto shit.
And guess what? I still want to be wearing a
You
dumbass
also
watch.
put money back into the show and hire people and, you know, make sure there's actually quality control and, like, you don't just steal content and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And you don't have one person making thumbnails and, like...
Right.
Because he was like, oh, we're only 2 people. And
Can you imagine if I like uploaded someone's video and they're like, "Yo, can you just pay me the revenue?" I'm like, "Yeah, message love." Or something like that. Yeah. Just hit up love. Love will pay you out of his own money.
Yeah, I got it. 10x. What up?
10x me. 10x these nuts, dude.
Fuck him.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, he sucks. He actually sucks so bad. And, oh god, this is from his own subreddit.
Yeah, it doesn't have any upvotes, but I just thought it funny to see the first 2 hours how it was going.
This is from the first 2 hours, where he still had a chance, frankly.
Yeah.
We live in an era where XQC tries to ratio H3 and fails. Well, I don't know what era you think it is, but I feel like that's been this has been we've been in this
a long era.
This is like the Qi dynasty, okay? We've reigned over this bitch for thousands of years. Yeah. XQ who? XQC these nuts in your mouth, bitch. Right? That's spicy. Fucking got it. I love when I see it on the subreddit, to be honest. Fire. Thank you guys, thank you. He did, however, drop a major expose, and this is the last thing I'll say about that.
A major expose,
Our dear friend. So he promised, he was panicked when
And Marcadusa says,
he
my bad.
had emailed.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he was messaging me all day, trying to get me to tell him what was in it.
Ooh.
I said, "No, bro, I'm not getting involved." Legit. He's like, "Can you just tell me to set this in it?" I was like, "Bitch, I'm not playing hot or cold with you." I swear to God, he was in a full-on panic. And like, he's such a scumbag.
That's pretty interesting.
Read this. He's like in a full-on panic. Oh yeah, dude. He goes, "You need to read me the email." She said. He says, "That counts as hate mail, doesn't it?" Because I agreed, unsolicited hate mail. I was like, "Not to me, dummy."
Yeah, what? Did he really say?
Yeah, he said that here. Don't read it out loud.
It is so fucking dumb.
Dude's trying to get you on a technicality. Well, actually, you said this.
Actually, you little hypocrite.
Yeah. Here. Okay, here. Read from this. Honestly, I don't owe him anything not to read them publicly, but we'll see what you think about them. I don't have to. You know what I mean? So here's the exposed on. He tweeted this out a few days ago. Yesterday. Tonight or tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to leak it all. Before this becomes a massive game of telephone, I owe it to you guys and myself to clear up what the fuck is actually going on. Fine. Were you bored of those?
I mean,
Don't
well, I can't talk about it, so I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to have it in my brain. I can't talk about it.
So here he goes. Everyone's been waiting for this. Here goes. Late one night in 2021, I was at a restaurant in Los Angeles. I saw a man in a booth arguing with the waitress. She asked him to leave.
I don't see an option to craft a banner.
As he was already trespassing previous transgression, that was her words. In response, he began screaming. Suddenly, the air became dense and it smelled like I can only describe as putrid wafted. Oh my god. It was clear that the man had either soiled himself or was blasting serious gas. Cops wearing respirators arrived to remove the man. He began to fight with them.
Did that thing not work? What the fuck?
As they dragged him out of the Denny's, I caught a glimpse of his face. That man.
How long does it take that shit to craft?
I think it's done.
I knew it. I knew it, dude.
And Marcadusa says,
I was there too.
should be
Yeah,
done.
Go check. I think it's done.
I can't go back
I've
to
never
that.
been to Denny's.
And
I've
Marcadusa
literally
says,
never been to Denny's by
Doggy
myself.
I mean, you can heal yourself.
I've been to Denny's like 3 times in my life.
Or back into.
One of them was.
Yeah, and a night on.
I'm gonna die quick if I go back that way. I think it hit me hard.
Oh yeah. Do you have a heat shield?
Rings close. Only 1 minute to go.
And I'm pretty sure we're live as the start of every single YouTube stream end up going. I'm gonna fire off
And
the Twitch
Marcadusa
stream to see
says,
if that breaks
should be one in the
everything.
blue supply bin.
I'm having some bandwidth
You'd have
issues
to be quick.
today. My internet connection being a little funky. This is a pretty scuffed setup. We're gonna make it work. Must be on
Yeah,
the
I
way
think
and
it's a
show
little
timeline.
too
You're
late.
not wrong.
30
You're
seconds.
maybe not wrong. Like I said, this is a pretty scuffed setup. We've got GoXLR back, so I can cover it on Mac and Linux. I hate it as much as I wound up hating it by the time I was done with it before.
Sorry, I'm just trying to play this out. I'm not good at this
You're
game.
fine.
I'm not good at this game. I just gotta do what I gotta
Hey.
do to try and.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm just here to have fun.
I didn't even really know how. I didn't even know
my dude.
how that
Hello,
fucking crafting
welcome back.
thing worked.
The streamer news.
I heard
From
people
the
talking
new
about it
Game
before, but I
Ready
didn't
to go.
fucking. I didn't know.
Retro
I
Gaming
finally
Corner.
found the option to do
you're
it.
Still working on finishing up the rest of the studio, but things are coming back, including live streams. Crank that back and track music, no doubt.
And Marcadusa says, we all were there once, and we'll be there
What
again
the
someday.
fuck?
Oh, dude, what? That
Second
makes no sense.
track.gg for
How many shots do you need to kill someone with? I emptied a fucking entire clip and then another.
for
Yeah.
your streams.
Sorry, fellas.
Speaking of which, before
No
we get
worries,
into
dude.
the
I'm just here
title
to have fun.
topic today, I do have some big news relating to backing track that I just wanted to. Cujo, if you could like ping people on Discord, then I'm finally live. That would be great. Wes,
I tried, but I
did not
couldn't
load
do it.
CSS, so I'm gonna let it take a second to reload here before I show you. As you transport back to the retro room from the apartment, I have done my best to try to recreate the vibes we had going there.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet.
Are you
Little soup sniffer thinks you furry.
That has to be fake, right? Neptune, thanks for the brother. That has to be staged.
Here. Yep. Drop.
He's picked up any Spanish after being with my Mexican mom for 26 years now. Hey, Dad, how much Spanish do you know after being with Mom? I think I know a little bit more than God, but I'm in Spanish.
Keep your feet on the ground. Borrow its strength.
That's Spanish.
can we make it stunning?
The fuck?
Ready to go. Seen?
This has to be the greatest magic trick of all time. These people somehow teleported from one box to another.
This is your champion.
Wait, can anyone explain how this works? Twins? Yeah, is it like body doubles? But then how did the original people disappear from the box? Mirrors? Magic? No! Like actually how? Mirrors? No! What? Trap door? No! What? How? No, look at the box! They were burned and turned to reflections? I don't understand. What? The outside has to be screens? Wait, but what? They look at the original one. But then how is it if you can see through the other side if it's mirrors? No, they didn't teleport screen, not what? Okay, they actually, now that I'm looking at it, they are like unnaturally still. Why is Tectone there? Dude, someone help Tectone get out of there. He's trapped. Yeah, they do look at
Level 2.
Box is moving? No, it's not! Well, I don't understand. Why did I have a you laugh, you lose wheel? I have so many questions. There's a video that explains it. You know what? Maybe it's better if I don't know. I can just enjoy the mystery. Look at the floor inside the box when it's spinning. Okay? That explained nothing for me. I'm just stupid. Fake people and they deflate.
I'm recharging my shields.
The floor looks the same. What if it's just fake people? Dude, someone needs to save Tectone. Holy fuck. Save him, he's blindfolded. Compartment on the floor? But then, if it's a compartment on the floor, then how? Then where do they go? Because there's no room for them. Are all four of them in this thing? I'm getting upset. Laying down? Oh, look how big it is. Huh? Fuck! I misclicked. Okay, box teleportation magic trick. There's a fucking news article. Wait, they do fucking move!
Even if you feel anything, don't move. Because
Okay.
Looks like a care package is coming in. Big dings in that.
Dude, there's no way there's room for them to lay down there. Wait, it does look like something moved. I'm getting upset. I'm done. I'm just gonna imagine it's magic. Magic is real. You can clearly see the furniture. Damn.
These people on the counter kept slipping and falling in the same spot.
Oh. That looks painful too. What's going on? Plant. Don't eat my plants. Don't eat my plants. Eat the plants.
I guess this is one way to scare away a bear.
get out. Go.
That's so mean.
Go. Get out.
Plant.
Hey,
Just that phone, girl. You gotta go outside and fight. Are you ready?
Why does the screaming baby on this plane sound exactly like R2-D2?
Here's your birthday present.
Oh, that made me. Yeah.
This thief went to go steal a bike, but got distracted by their dog.
You're the coolest dog I've ever known.
What? I miss you.
Your dad.
What the fuck?
I need heavy ammo. I can heal you if you get to me.
I have never heard a
Machine
sheep
gun
sneeze
jelly.
before.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah, I can heal you without having to waste
Bless
that.
you. Bless you. Bless you. You all good, buddy?
No.
This woman caught her cat hanging from the garage.
Pass me that shoe.
Stop taking the fucking picture!
Some farmers are starting to buy these robots that use lasers to destroy weeds growing on their land.
Perhaps they're helpful.
Yeah.
Both of these guys wanted the same parking spot and did rock, paper, scissors to decide who wins.
Could it be me? I would have just pulled into it. Been like, tough luck, buddy.
That is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
Cute owl. Very cute.
Phoenix Kit here.
Deebs.
And I'm pretty sure we're live as the start of every single YouTube stream ends up going. I'm gonna fire off the Twitch stream and see if that breaks everything. I'm having some bandwidth issues today. My internet connection's being a little funky. This is a pretty scuffed setup. We're gonna make it work. Must be on the way in show timeline. You're not wrong. You're maybe not wrong. Like I said, this is a pretty scuffed setup. We've got GoXLR back. So I can cover it on Mac and Linux. I hate it as much as I wound up hating it by the time I was done with it before.
I also need shotgun ammo.
I feel like my chat widget is not updating as quickly as everyone else's. It's a little weird, but that's okay. Hello! Welcome back to Streamer News from the newly, mostly revamped and ready to go Retro Gaming Corner. Still working on finishing up the rest of the studio, but things are coming back, including live streams. Crank that backing track music, no doubt. Backingtrack.gg for royalty-free rock and metal and a little bit of chill wave, chill rock going on here for your streams and for your videos. Speaking of which, before we get into the title topic today, I do have some big news relating to backing track that I just wanted to share. Cujo, if you could like ping people on Discord, then I'm finally live. That's great. But either way, apparently the page did not load at CSS, so I'm gonna let it take a second to reload here before I show you. Did you transport back to the retro room from the apartment? I have done my best to try to recreate the vibes we had going there. Alright, so, as you know, or as you, I guess, hopefully know at this point, we have backing track, our stream safe, video safe, podcast safe, rock and metal music, and through your all's amazing support, especially on social media, the producer of our backing track, which is Will Eichler, my community manager, had a wonderful opportunity to partner with Evo for Evo 2023 last weekend to release the song "Open the Pit" for the Mortal Kombat 11, montages and things like that. And the song is absolutely S tier, but the entire album is like full of bangers. Like it is a wonderful album from lots of like high quality artists making six.
Oh shit! There's another one in there. There's two in there. There's two in there. One to the right. One came out. One came out.
On crates.com. I will go ahead and post a link to it in the various chats here. I'll have it in YouTube chat. Someone else will translate it over to Twitch, I guess. Although Edge is stupid and doesn't copy links the right way, so let me just paste as we Edge killing it. So Edge does this thing. I've been using Edge for a while, just as an experiment. And Edge does.
There's one reviving on me. There's two up now. There's two up now. Oh wait, that's my teammate. What the fuck?
Documents or whatever.
I'm gonna throw the shield, the healer out.
Title of the page hyperlinks to the website, which is really kind of obnoxious. Like I actually kind of hate it, because certain things like chat, for example, doesn't really accept it correctly. So I have to do some workarounds to get links working. It's the same thing. Like Notion does the same thing. If I try to copy links straight out of Notion, it does this weird markdown formatting that it's not supposed to copy over. And it just seems like no one's interested in fixing it. But anyway, to the point. You can pick up the epic entire album of Evo 2023 music called Impact. Full of a bunch of awesome tracks on a physical vinyl release, which is amazing. Otherwise, you gotta go back to track.gg and you can check out the Open Pit track if you want to get up to that specifically launched for Evo. I'm gonna play it super loud here.
Why isn't someone finishing these two off?
But it's a pretty killer track. So go check that out. Yeah. Imagine saying something that's great while also having a criticism of it. Unheard of. Let's get into the title topic today because I have something I need to rant about that is kind of, I guess breaking news makes it sound a little dramatic, but you know. Developing news over the past couple days here. It was first announced yet.
So crazy, Emily.
I mean, it didn't end up meaning that with RDNA 1 or with Polaris. That certainly wasn't stronger than the Fury series when it came out. Sometimes things just go wrong, or the positioning of a new generation is changed. And furthermore, if you've been watching this channel for the past 4 months, you should remember that I have warned in multiple pieces of content that the top dies of RDNA 4 were causing headaches for Radeon engineers. And in fact, that first video that mentioned these RDNA 4 issues in April, within it, I also said this about NVIDIA's long-term considerations. What you're about to hear is me summarizing what a couple of NVIDIA contacts told me in offline discussions.
A lady would be a good idea. She fell out of the plane. She fell out of the plane? Yeah. Sorry for loss. What did the bitch say when you went to Dad?
Hit you with the dad joke. My job is cleaning mirrors. Why?
Why?
I can really see myself doing that.
This is your champion. I don't fear anything. Can you say the same?
So then I brought up the fact that nodes after 3 nanometer may have a reticle limit of 400 millimeters squared. What is NVIDIA going to do about that when they seem so hell-bent on launching these gigantic monolithic dies that are 600 to 850 millimeters squared every generation? And I was told, oh well, maybe we'll just stop making a 90 class. We want to be an AI company by then. Anyway, you know what? If you want the best, pay a crazy amount. If you don't, get our more efficient mid-range cards that will have better software. That's how NVIDIA sees it. You see, sometimes companies, including NVIDIA, have a change of priorities with a new GPU generation, if they think there is far more money to be made in other sectors at that time, besides gaming, or if something just goes wrong, like with the case of Vega or Fermi, which actually, in the case of NVIDIA's Fermi generations, NVIDIA rushed out a fixed architecture of the GTX 580 just 8 months after the launch of the infamously horrible GTX 480. It was just 8 months later. You almost gotta wonder if NVIDIA just shouldn't have bothered launching the GTX 480 if they knew they could have a proper flagship ready with an updated architecture in under a year. Seems like that was kind of a waste of money, wasn't it? And of course, there's a reason I opened up this video with all of those examples of things like Fermi, Polaris, RDNA 1, and of course recent leaks from me regarding RDNA 4 issues, and even NVIDIA considering exiting high-end GPUs if they become too expensive for people to stomach long-term.
You going to the fight or what?
It's important for understanding how the next 4 years of graphics cards could develop. And although I remembered all of these things while I was trying to enjoy a vacation in Maine over the weekend, my phone exploded with chaos after a few tweets popped up, and it seemed like a lot of people freaking out over those tweets did not remember all of those things I just mentioned. I mean, honestly, where were the insane headlines and outrage when I leaked that NVIDIA was considering putting manufacturing truly high-end GPUs eventually? And I don't say that to poo-poo the worry that's out there. I get why some gamers may be very worried by what's being rather carelessly speculated on into oblivion right now. Now, I bring up that NVIDIA possibly exiting high-end musing because I'm just confused why gamers wouldn't freak out about that even 10% to the degree that I've at least seen people freaking out occasionally right now over what's going on with future Radeon products. But anyways, yeah. The first thing I did after getting home from vacation this week was to start looking into not only the validity of the claims being made about RDNA 4 right now, but also to try to get the whole scoop, the bigger picture of what's going on. Because at least I've always felt that simply dropping a bombshell with zero context can really stir up a hysteria that's, well, in my opinion, just that, hysteria. And so, well, I will warn you now that I don't have all the good news to communicate today. I do have a lot of news, and not all of it is bad. Especially not when you take a step back and look at what Andy's overall game plan could be here with RDNA 4 and RDNA 5. We've seen this before out of Team Red, people, and it actually has turned out well before. In fact, instead of getting into the weeds of what's going on with tons of quotes on screen, the contrarian in me thinks that I should instead open up with the good news, which is the news that all of you probably clicked on that thumbnail to hear, so let's just start with it. There has not been some master decision made at AMD as of now to never make high-end GPUs again.
Drop down to me if you can.
Cancel RDNA 4 desktop completely or something. And in fact, AMD is not leaving the high-end because they don't care or something. It's just more complicated than that. And there are a couple of things that really aren't quite set in stone yet that I want to talk about, including leaking when you'll be able to use FSR 3.0. But first, before I get to that, an ad from Micro Center. Micro Center is opening up another new store in Charlotte, North Carolina, the second new store in 8 years, bringing the total to 26 nationwide.
I'm gonna try to get out of here, I
By
guess.
signing up and visiting the new Charlotte
You think
store,
they're still up there?
you can receive a 128 gigabyte flash drive for free. You do need to go there to that new store to get it, but if you're in the area and you happen to want to get it, you can, even if you're not a new Micro Center customer. But if you are a new Micro Center customer, you can get $25 off purchases of $100 or more. That would include Micro Center's exclusive CPU, the R5 5600X3D. That is really, I think, the
Storm's
best
coming.
budget
Time to
gaming chip
move.
on the market right now. You can get that $25 off with a link in the description. And then if you submit a picture of your finished build, you can get another $25 off. And heck, if you go to one of their new stores, they
Don't
might
waste
give
the
you
tower
a
if you don't have
free
to.
flash drive on top of it. So check out all of those new deals. They all stack on top of each other. And the links in the description. And remember, you're helping make
I'm gonna try to put a drop here coming up before we get into the
Click on
circle.
the links in the description. Support Moore's Law Ed by clicking on those links and checking out Micro Center today. Alright, so now it's time to get down to brass tacks. But before I show the quotes on screen, I
over there,
do
too.
want to be clear and upfront that my research this week was definitely kickstarted by Kepler's tweet about RDNA 4 being like RDNA 1. You see, I would usually, well, maybe not ignore, but perhaps not jump to work quickly over big claims like the one he made.
Don't
but
shoot till
the
we get
fact
in the
that
circle,
Kepler
bro.
has mentioned both Navi 4X and
Gotta
Navi
work our way
4Z,
into that.
which I have only heard my sources distinguish between these versions of RDNA 4 with those names. That tells me he does know more than most people. I don't think I've ever said those names, like Navi 4C, publicly before, and maybe I missed some other anime picture on Twitter saying something about it, but I don't know. Those codenames are legit, and I think he's the only one that's mentioned it, and mentioned him before I ever said them publicly. Which, actually, on that note, some of my contacts have no clue how Kepler got a hold of this info before then. I won't say what level they're at in AMD, only that they were at a level where they were floored. He seemed to know on this one before them, and while that you could say that's just me giving credit where credit's due, the actually pragmatic thing to say about it is that means this was a very
How the fuck did I get hit there, dude?
And again, you have to remember, just a few months ago,
What? There was a guy behind me?
we were talking publicly about RDNA 4 racing performance. So I don't think this decision to shake up the overall strategy with RDNA 4 and RDNA 5 that I'm about to communicate to you was made even 3 months ago. It was a very recent decision, but I'm completely dancing around it for far too long now. Let me throw the results of all of the research I've done this week with some of my best sources. So I'm going to start here with source number 1 in AIB that spoke with some people at AMD after seeing the tweets, and they confirmed to this person that RDNA 4 will no longer be shooting for a full generational performance uplift at the top of this stack. That doesn't mean there's not like a narrow chance RDNA 4 could bring slight performance improvements over the previous gen. It just means that this isn't going to be like a gen over gen increase where you expect 30 to 80% more performance. Apparently that is not what they're trying to do anymore with RDNA 4. The good news was that this person was also told that they should expect RDNA 4 to come out within a reasonable amount of time after RDNA 3 launch. And I'll actually say a lot more about the likely RDNA 4 release date later in the video. But first I want to move on to source number 2, who said that all this person can confirm is that the Navi 4C configurations they were working on earlier this year were progressing at that time, and at least so far this person has not been told the project is canceled. This person did add some context though, saying that it wasn't a simple monolithic design, and that the lead team working on Navi 4C was pulling in a lot of help from other teams. That's how this person even worked on the project. And what I'll say is, I'm not going to show any pictures because I don't think, well, I have my reasons for not, but I've seen some concepts of what Navi 4C looked like. It was way more complicated, by the way, than RDNA 3. And it was causing a lot of headaches that were pulling resources away from other products. Now, if we move on to source number 3, this person tells me, like I said earlier, that they have no clue how Kepler found out about this before them, but that it was thus something decided very recently that they could confirm. AMD is now only focusing on 2 RDNA 4 configurations, and there were more than that many before. The most elaborate designs of this generation have been canceled in favor of accelerating RDNA 5 development while ensuring there's no delays for the rest of RDNA 4. They don't want another RDNA 3 situation where things come out late with problems, pulling resources away from everything else. They think that this is like RDNA 1 to RDNA 2, and RDNA 1 actually did decently well, despite not having a high-end edition of it coming out at the time. It just came out, it worked well for the price point it was at, and then RDNA 2 came less than 2 years after it, and everyone loved that as well. Source number 4 says that Navi
If anyone gets a
41,
grenade, we
the
can
top
open that
had a lot of random issues that
shed
were
over there.
continuing to pop up. Well, RDNA 5, at least so far, was progressing smoothly with exciting early performance projections. There's honestly a narrow chance, and I did ask other people about this, there is a narrow chance that the Navi 41 project gets reactivated this summer.
but it's a remote chance that would hinge on the remaining zombie teams working on it, having some last-minute breakthrough before the end of summer, and then also something happens where AMD thinks RDNA 5 may come out later than expected.
Where's the
And
grenade at?
yeah, source number 5 doesn't have a lot of work touching the hard designs, just the overall architecture and stuff around it. But this person could confirm that RDNA 4 was targeting Q3 2024, at least a couple months ago, and that it has a big focus on ray tracing, geometry, and efficiency. And that last quote, it really sticks with me, and I want to stick with it and talk about it for a second here. That quote from source number 5, I keep hearing things like that about RDNA 3.5 and RDNA 4. And they are often talked about in the same conversation by a lot of my sources, almost like they're sister architectures. I just get the feeling that they were designed with efficiency, geometry, better ray tracing, but not necessarily blistering fast raster per CU in mind, which means probably for APUs like Strix products that were leaked by this channel exclusively months ago, and also for products like the PlayStation 5 Pro, which I don't hear anything bad is going on with the PlayStation 5 Pro or Strix development. So what that tells me is most likely AMD has what they need already. What they really need RDNA 4 to do is get a great new Sony console out there, which AMD's earnings keep suggesting console itself is even more important than desktop GPUs to them. And then they also have what they need to make cutting-edge APUs for the next couple of years. And so if they can get to kind of a higher level of performance than last gen, or at least similar to last gen flagship performance, at lower cost and efficiency, and also launch all of their semi-custom products that they need to next year, what do you guys want? Another RDNA 3 situation, or another RDNA 1 to RDNA 2 situation? And actually, I want to drive this last point home and play devil's advocate on something. I think we can all admit that RDNA 3 had a mess of a launch compared to RDNA 2, and one of the worst things about that mess that was the RDNA 3 launch is that they still had tons of RDNA 2 to get rid of, and then they pushed so hard to launch something else that competed with their oversupplied previous gen. Now, what I'm saying is a bit of a coulda, shoulda, woulda situation, because a lot of RDNA 3's issues popped up last minute, certainly after AMD had already signed big contracts with TSMC to produce these graphics cards. At a certain point, it was probably too late, and this was a weird situation. But still, there had to have been some issues popping up early. They still would have been able to see that they have a ton of RDNA 2 to get rid of. And I just wonder what would have happened in an alternative universe where AMD decided early 2022, you know what, we're actually maybe going to keep Navi 33 as a replacement for low-end long-term on 6 nanometer, but we're axing the upper dies, and we're going to actually transition into a 4 nanometer RDNA 3.5 generation in 2023 that is a fixed version that's just better than what we could launch this year, and we'll just get rid of our RDNA 2 cards over the Christmas season. And well, that would have probably meant that NVIDIA wouldn't have felt pressured to unlaunch the 4080 12 gigabytes, and also they probably would have charged $700 for the 4070. I don't know. I just feel like AMD would be in a far better position if right now they had gotten rid of their RDNA 2 stock early and they had a fixed, better version of the 7000 desktop series ready to come out this holiday season. I just think that would have been a better decision. Again, that's a bit of hindsight as 2020 on that, but I do think that alternative universe is what AMD is looking at would have been better before and thinking is probably the right decision to make this time with RDNA 4 to RDNA 5. And actually, now I need to talk about why this might not make as much of a difference to when you can get a new high-end card as you might think it would. So, on the note of NVIDIA's next GeForce generation, I am not hearing that there are absolutely any issues with the RTX 5000 series or any TSMC node that would prevent NVIDIA from launching a new generation at the end of 2024. But it still wouldn't surprise me if NVIDIA decided to push back that launch to get rid of Ampere and Lovelace oversupply. And so from that perspective, think about it this way. There's a real chance that AMD may launch an RDNA 4 generation.
Why you guys keep
that
leaving
is
me like
like
that? Oh, now you're gonna fight?
flagship performance, but just better in every way. Late next year, before NVIDIA's even launched the 5000 series, and that will still improve competition. And then in 2025, maybe NVIDIA launches the RTX 5000 series, and then right after that, AMD launches an RDNA 5 flagship that does compete with the RTX 5000 series. That's what happened from Turing to Ampere and RDNA 1 to RDNA 2. Turing came out, RDNA 1 canceled its high-end, but it still came out before Ampere, and then the flagship 6900 XT launched like a month or two after the RTX 3090, and therefore basically still was there to compete in the high end. What's being communicated today, and although I can't promise anything about it, is not that AMD will not have competition for NVIDIA's next high-end generation before NVIDIA launches the 6000 series. It's just that they are changing their priorities for what
I'll give you cover.
they launch first over the next 2 years. Now, that doesn't mean I can quite promise you how good RDNA 5 will be. I don't know yet if RDNA 5 is going to be like RDNA 1 to RDNA 2, or like Polaris to Vega.
Give me the best cover I could to get out of there.
That AMD is
I'm getting
doing
out
what
myself.
they're doing because they have a limited
good
amount
over
of
here, don't worry about
resources, and they don't want to delay the good products by pouring money into problematic ones. Well, there's also an AI boom going on.
I'm
And
good
again,
where I'm
I
at.
think that there's an argument to be made that they should have axed top RDNA 3 and then launched an RDNA 3.5 generation with the money they saved.
Mark where you're
in
shooting.
2023. But that's not what they did, but that might be what they're doing now. But speaking of launch dates, I guess let's just say
I got a bunch of boxes
when
down
is
by me
RDNA
too.
4 likely to actually launch? Well, today I want to show something that I was actually sent a couple of months ago. I'm not going to say
I got
much
shields for you
about
too if
it,
you get to
just
me.
that the
I don't
person
know why you
who
didn't
sent
stick
it
with
to
me. You
me
could have taken that
is
other shield
one of
box.
my best sources. Won't say how they touch these products or why they have access to this information, but I do see what I'm putting on screen right now as a snapshot of where things are in development from a few months ago. And you should notice Strix Point, the 16 CU model that I leaked months ago, is on there. But that other thing I leaked next to it, Strix Halo, well, that's not on there. And then simultaneously, I have another source that confirmed to me today that RDNA 3.5 will be ready in Strix Point in Q1 or Q2 of next year at the latest. But that this person is not confident Halo will launch before Q4. Okay, so again, let's look at that snapshot of development. I see Navi 31 on there, 32 and 33. I also see Strix Point, but no Navi 43, no Navi 44, and no Halo. And Halo is Q3 or Q4. What that tells me is that RDNA 4 is almost certainly not launching before the end of Q2, and that'd be the absolute earliest it could launch. I really wouldn't expect RDNA 4 to launch until very late summer next year, at the earliest. And I'm actually also told by another source that if the PlayStation 5 Pro does come out, based on what's going on in the background with people that need to know about the PS5 Pro before it comes out, it's impossible for the PS5 Pro, which I'm told has a 3.54 hybrid RDNA architecture, it's pretty much impossible for that to come out before Q3 of next year, and it's also probably Q4. And so, well, I am communicating today the good news that AMD is canceling top RDNA 4, but not bottom, to keep the mid-range RDNA 4 on track, and it could be promising. Remember that that next gen was probably going to come out in the second half of next year anyway. I have no proof yet that it could come out early next year, unfortunately. And, well, actually, that's all I really want to say about launch dates and performance regarding RDNA 4 in this video. I really shook some trees this week to get you all the full scoop on the overall picture of what AMD is doing with RDNA 4 and RDNA 5. But I'm not done. I'm still waiting to get more details out of other people who haven't responded with everything they think they will learn to me yet. And so I'm not going to talk about exact performance or specs because I think I'll know far more information about that stuff soon. And so that's going to do it for this part of the video. Although, I do want to end this video on a truly positive note by linking, that's right, apparently FSR 3 is almost ready. I am told that it will certainly launch by Q4, and that the plan is to hopefully have it launched at or at least close to the Navi 32 product launches next month. And so, it's not all bad news at AMD. Stuff is progressing along, and they have new things coming out. So things like FSR 3 is coming soon. Don't think that AMD is abandoning high-end gaming forever. They're not. But yeah, I'm sure you guys will have a lot of follow-up questions for me. And if you do, note that a new Loose Ends is about to drop, and you can ask me 3 questions for that live stream if you join the Moore's Law is Dead Patreon. And you can also get access to the Discord, exclusive die shrink videos, ask guests on Broken Silicon.
One more minute, I
questions,
gotta
and there's
mow the
so much more
lawn.
exclusive content out there. No, for those that support Moore's Law on Patreon, we cannot do this without our patrons giving us a stable amount of income for me, Dan Gerard, Carmen Fry, and other contributors of the channel. But otherwise, no matter what, if you made it this far, thank you for watching.
Hello Galaxy, or should I say hello Galaxy, because this video is all about my new Galaxy smartwatch, the Watch 6. I had to verify, and for some reason Samsung could not afford an extra space between the word watch and 6. So it's the Watch 6 that I'm wearing. I have been wearing Samsung smartwatches since, I think, the 4? Is that the first one I wore? I'm moving from a 5 Pro, which had amazing battery life. Unfortunately, my use case was such that I would never really, get close to running out of battery life. I would charge it every night before going to bed, sometimes sleeping with it, sometimes without. Either way, I would always start the day with a full charge on my watch. So battery life was not a huge win for me. I decided to forego the Watch 5 Pro, or really sell it for what should be a $200 credit, an upgrade to the Watch 6, if only because it's slightly faster, and yes, I do see a difference. It is slightly more responsive. It is running, this new watch, running Wear OS 4, although older Samsung smartwatches will also get that software upgrade. It's the fluidity that I was really hoping would be better, and it is better. It is more fluid. Now, having a smartwatch, a health tracker, doesn't necessarily make you healthy. I have gotten my 10,000 steps in, plus 10,000 today, and I'm sick. I'm feeling a little under the weather right now and a little warm. But either way, I've been wearing these for a while. I do carry the smartphones there, and the tablets. I'll be talking about the new tablet here in another day or so. But either way, this is thumbs up for me. I upgraded, would recommend it. But happy with Samsung produces in smartwatches.
Where's our teammate at? Oh shit, there's people here, bro. The fuck?
Enemies drop down near. The battle happens quick. Be ready.
Round 1. Begin ring countdown.
Oh. 1 minute. Rings nearby.
I can't believe you put me into that. We got one guy that left us.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a really lovely, amazing day. But today I'd like to go over some posts in the Mac Rumors thread that is about my recent video on soldering SSDs, and it also just happens to be about me as well. I've had an account on Mac Rumors since 2009. I used to post troubleshooting information to the forum back in the day. There was this one guy, DADIOH, who had an amazing thread about troubleshooting component-level motherboard issues. I had asked some of the people at the site if they were open to starting a sub-forum where we could just...
You know what? Let's just start right with this.
Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060 Ti 16 GB reviewed. Benchmark. Nvidia's $500 joke? Question mark.
Yeah. How do they give it a 65 text box score? It should be like a 1.
No.
It should be a negative 1. Come on, guys.
Alright, let's see. What are we going to say?
English one.
Get ready. Today's
Not quite enough VRAM for a $400 graphics card in mid-23. Sarcasm is over. Oh. We'd want a minimum of 12 gigs, with 16 gigs being ideal.
But not for $500.
They've now released a 16 gig model, charging a steep $100 premium for an extra 8 GB of VRAM that the cars should have always had.
This is your champion.
Yep.
If this had been $399 with 16 gigs, it wouldn't have been as bad. And it's okay, the performance is great. The 3060 Ti had 8 gigs. But if this had 16 for the $399, okay, the performance isn't a huge boost, but you're getting double the VRAM and you're getting some new features. Okay, it's a fine drop in no place.
Further question, how much is the 6700?
I never did
$300.
jump master training.
And how much is the 37?
Used?
No, new.
You can't really get them new anymore.
Okay, used.
300?
Where you putting me?
A $500 video trial between 6700 XT and the 37, which are $200-$300. I know.
Are you looking at the Last of Us results?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So, a 6700 XT at 1080p, which is really what these cards are, is slower by 1 frame per second, which is a tie, than a $300 6700 XT.
And they want $500 for it.
Can I point out the fact that the
Okay, Google, stop.
is 20-ish% faster? $100 more. 600 to the 500.
Well, why would you go down?
You would. Nvidia doesn't make anything worth buying less than a 4070 right now. The 4070 is a fine card. I mean, yes, I wish it had more than 12 gigs of RAM. If it had 16, it'd be kind of interesting.
Mucked it all up.
They really...
Do they not know that people buy on price?
They don't care. They have 90% of the GPU market. Why do they have to care?
Okay.
If you're selling 9 out of every 10 GPUs, with respect to all of you beautiful people who are now saying in chat probably what I... Yeah, I mean... Here's the thing. You all know it's a joke. We know it's a joke. But the average person walking into Best Buy, and they don't watch this kind of content. And so they walk in and they go, ooh, 16 gigs, ooh, 4060 Ti, 40. Oh, that's one of them new ones. Oh, that's probably faster. I'll give them those.
Yeah.
And do you honestly think the average person working at Best Buy knows anything either?
I already did something.
No.
Not after looking in there and listening to them. Yeah.
So, what other games do they have tested? Ooh, 1440p. Well, in fairness, this is Ultra, and you should not be running 1440p Ultra on mid-range graphics cards. And yes, somehow $500 is mid-range. Don't yell at me. So, The Last of Us Part 1, 1440p Ultra. Again, the 6700 XT beats it, but I would not run Ultra on either of these. Now, in fairness, if you do lower it to high detail, both of these will probably be over 60 frames per second average, and the 1% lows will probably be closer to 60. So that's fine. I mean, can you play The Last of Us at 1440p high detail on these cards? Yes. But why would you spend $500 to do it when $300 does it?
Exactly.
Or the 6800, which has been available for close to $400 recently.
It charges 60.
Or spend $100 more and run Ultra.
Easy peasy.
What else is down here? Bite tail. How do you pronounce that? Requiem?
Requiem? That's how I would say it.
92 frames per second at 1080p. 3070 beats it, but this time the 6700 XT does not. Can we just point out that the 2.5-year-old 3060 Ti.
You got a fight over there?
VRAM only loses by around here. You know what? I got a question to ask. Check. I'm gonna start a poll.
What are you gonna pull on?
What resolution should a $500 GPU be targeted to run well at? 1080p, 1440p, 4K. I'll give the Joker something to answer.
Somebody coming.
So
Missed all them shots, bitch.
here's the there's the poll. What resolution should a $500 GPU be targeted to run well at? 1080p, 1440p, 4K, or 8K? 8K. Silly.
Yes.
Actually, we all know. Well, actually, in fairness, you know, some of the people answering 4K may not be joking because they may think, hey, you should be able to run 4K on a $500 card.
That shit. Trying to pick her up again?
Well,
picking her up again.
you
Picking her up
can.
again.
GTA 5 will run great on it. Shadow of the Tomb Raider will run great at 4K.
There you go. Teammate came out of nowhere.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a triple game.
No, that is a 4-year-old AAA game. 5-year-old, I guess, isn't it? So I don't class either as
fair enough.
He's hurt up here.
what games other than no longer become AAA games.
Yep, he's trying to come from the top.
Everybody's favorite game.
He's up the ropes.
2077. They actually ran this at high quality because Ultra would be a joke. Yeah. But so did the 3060.
Well, let's get compared.
I would like to point out that the recently released $250 7600 has 55 frames per second. The RX 7600 is half the price of the 4060 Ti 16 gig. 259, but I mean,
yeah.
embarrassed to release.
Am I wrong?
Is this just me?
I'm gonna try to bring him back right there.
Am I wrong? Woo.
Oh, Mr. Cookie, welcome to the Deal Nation. Thank you for the direct support. Appreciate that.
Cheers, mate.
We literally still right by nigga.
You smell?
That other evac tower?
What else is in this list?
Ooh, Spider-Man and Optic.
That's not bad.
I'm gonna use theirs.
120?
Move there.
Or 125?
Well, 125 is definitely faster than 120 on the 8 card, so yeah, that's clearly what 100.
That's where you should spend your money.
Oh, this is bad comedy.
Well, that's the exact point. Chrome Cake is $500 should get you 1440p, but
Oh, she cracked. Come kill her for a teammate here.
have we killed this?
Have we killed this yet?
I think everyone's on the same page.
It was just her. She was at the
Here's the 15 game average.
It was watching.
This is 1442.
I could have killed her.
There's 2 frames per second difference.
between.
Now, in fairness, the 1% lows are a little bit bigger because at 1440p, the lack of VRAM is going to cause some stutters. Notice that the 6700 XT does a little better because it has 12 gigs.
Yep.
$300.
Yeah.
$500.
Yep.
Now, here you think the 7600 really is. I mean, the RX 7600 is a unique card. It doesn't even really belong on the list. However, I would like to point out that even the 3060 does decently. Turn the details down one notch, it'd be fine. So would an RX 6600 XT if you turn the details down a notch. Or a 2060 Super. If you get on to 1080p, even an RTX 2060 with 6 gigs of VRAM still does 60 frames a second.
It makes it on the list.
Yeah. That card is almost 5 years old. Actually, it might be 5 years old now.
2018.
So, I think we killed the stuff.
Okay. I think we do.
I will end the poll. 2% of the people think they're funny. I'll pull the results up and you can read them.
What resolution should a $500 GPU be targeted to run well at? 76% of you said 1440p, 12% of you said 4K, and 9% of you said 1080p, and 1% of you said 8K.
I actually agree with the 1440p people here. I think $500 absolutely should run 1440p without complaint. If you're spending $500, not only should it run 1440p today, I'd like to think it would run 1440p going forward more than a hot New York minute. Here's the unfortunate reality. The 4070 is the minimum 1440p card from NVIDIA you really should buy today. And even then, with 12 gigs of VRAM, it's going to age like milk. We passed 8 gigs at 1440p now with the newest titles. It's not that 8 gigs is obsolete at 1440p if you play slightly older games, if you play with settings, turn textures down to higher medium, but we are 8 gigs for that nice quick premium experience is passing into 7.
What ring is that?
I believe. Now,
Ring 3.
this statement comes from having been in this business since video card memory was measured in megabytes and not gigabytes.
Unless you find the mobile, I think you might be.
Powers of 2, folks. The interim numbers are rarely worth the trouble. There are exceptions. The 6 gigs on the 980 Ti made it last longer than it would have otherwise, and the 6 gigs on the 1060 made it last longer than it would have otherwise. 3 versus 6. So,
And then the 11 on the 1080 Ti.
that card is the GOAT of the past 10 years. For $700 in 2017, that thing is still solid today. Not only does the 10 card would have otherwise, and the 6 gigs on the 1060 made it last longer than it would have otherwise. 3 versus 6. So,
And then the 11 on the 1080 Ti.
that card is the GOAT of the past 10 years. For $700 in 2017, that thing is still solid today. Not only does the 1080 Ti do, I mean, it's basically flawless at 1080p, except that it's not ray tracing. It honestly holds its own at 1440p because of that 11 gigs of VRAM. Now, 2, 4, 8, 16. 12 gig sizes are okay today. The RX 6700 XT with 12 is okay today. And the only reason I give that card a pass is $300. The 4070 is $600. But in I think that 12 gigs, it'll be fine at 1080p. If you just want an ultra everything at 1080p card without carrying
Good work.
70 is your jam. 12 gigs at 1080p will be fine. But over the next 2 to 3 years, I think 12 gigs at 1440p is going to be what 8 gigs is today. If you're going to have a card, it's going to be going to the 5070. It's going to last. It's going to be depressing how bad that card ages for 1440p. So what are you supposed to do? For 1440p, buy a 4080. But those are $1,200! Yeah, I know. Are you actually endorsing that, Jack? No.
Wait up, I'm crafting.
Then what are we supposed to do? Buy AMD? Then why don't people buy AMD? What? Oh, I know.
I got an
NVIDIA
alternator.
drivers a little better. NVIDIA has NVNC, they've got CUDA, they've got...
I think they've done good with the ray tracing marketing.
They really have. There is definitely an element there. I've had much better luck with AMD drivers. Like, a couple years ago, I really did not like AMD drivers.
5000 series?
The 5000 was garbage. Degen was garbage. The 500 series, the old Polaris cards, 580 was great. But the 6000 series has been really, really good. I won't say it's perfect, but let's be honest, NVIDIA's not perfect either. The only two cards NVIDIA makes that I actually think are worth buying. Everybody's gonna be shocked to hear this. The 4070, if you want 1080p ultra everything, or you want 1440p, mostly ultra everything today, and are willing to buy a 50 series as soon as it comes out. Or you buy a 4090. Because the 4090 isn't a league of its own. It is expensive. It is crazy.
Oh, somebody behind us.
It is a lot of money. But it is the 140 series card that truly can be called next gen. The 4060 Ti is
I'll
around
sacrifice.
the but the 4090 is on average 80 to 90% faster than a 3090.
They're hurt bad.
It isn't quite double, but it's real close.
Wow.
That's next gen performance.
These two hurt bad right here.
$1,600. Now it has an odd random amount too. It's not power up to 24, but 24 is so big that by the time that's not enough, it'll be fun. And you aren't going to outrun the 24 gigs within that card's useful lifetime before you replace it with the 5090 and the 6090 and the whatever the 90.
Scrappy DP says, Auntie.
Enemy healing here.